All right, chat. We're live again. Just had to do a quick error there. Yeah. So we're back again. All right. Now, what we're dealing with, what we just had a while ago, was the police and how they were dealing with this carnival thing. Safety and how to keep yourself safe. If your kids, friends, family, whoever you goes with. All right. So what we're gonna look at now is um. let me frame it this way before I start. The UK a little bit, well, not a little bit, much different than the US when it comes to the haircut thing. So I'm a barber, as everyone know. Pags the barber. Um, Over there, you have to tip, and if the barber doesn't know, if the barber knows that you're not gonna tip before the haircut start, you're gonna get that trim. You know, 90% of them would do that. Those other 10%, few and far in between. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give you some videos so you could actually see what I mean. Some of them are just some skits, some of them are funny, but it's just based on actual reality. Because I'm a barber and I'm telling you, it does happen. But for me personally, I personally as a barber, I don't mind if you tip me or not. As long as you pay the price, you can come every week, once a week, twice a week, twice a month, whatever suits your pocket. You understand? I'm Rocky, people's champ. You get me? But some people don't see it that way. And everybody run the business differently. So it's not for me to say, don't do it, or do it. You know what I mean? So it's not an issue. So let's see. All right. Boom. Okay. So the first one we have is my guy. I think this one is the angry one.
Hey, you gotta put your head down like that, bro. Just put your head down like that. I know, but I'm saying on your neck. Like, why you doing it so aggressive? My neck, bro. Bro, push your head down like this. I keep turning it this way. You keep turning back around
And
like
there's
that.
client like this.
Bro, why you being so aggressive with my neck? Nah, I'm saying you just listen, bro. Just listen.
That's fight right there, bro. If that's in the UK, that's fight. Even that trim, that's fighting. Even that trim is fighting.
Dog, I'm not gonna keep telling you, put your head like this. Like
Bro.
that. Damn. Put your head down, bro. You trying to
Bro,
cut my neck or something? How you want me to cut the back of
if
your
that
head?
was in the UK, bro,
I said,
that's what
put
they've
it
been
down, bro. I'm
fighting.
telling you, put it down. Put it
Give
down.
him
If I
a
put
two
it
piece,
down
bro.
like this, if I twist it like that, keep it like that, bro. It's not that difficult to listen. Hey, what you got going on, bro? Like, you want me to cut your hair, or what you want me to do? Keep your head like this. I'll go ahead and get you off my chair.
Bro.
God, E. Hey, look at this. I can see it myself, bro.
Yo, you
Look at
jack
this
my
side.
man up, bro.
I said I can look myself. I'm saying, look at the other side. That's all I'm saying. Look at the other side too. You think you could touch up this left side, like right here? Keep it real. That's about as straight as it's gonna get, bro. It look a little weird. Nah, I can't. I got other places, bro. What you mean? I said, nah, I can't touch it up. Just touch it up. It's not like all the way. Come on, bro. That's under the cut, bro. You done. It's gonna be 35. Why you don't just fix the left side, bro? I'm looking right now. It ain't nothing to touch up.
Come on, bro. The whole trim's dead,
All of
bro.
that is straight over my head, bro. Look, that's straight. What's going on? Why you doing all that? I'm telling you, if I touch it up more, I'm gonna end up pushing your shape up better. I'm That's paying for a service, bro. I just want my left side fixed. It's like looking crooked. Maybe I would have had more time to touch it up had you showed up on time. Why you ain't just say you ain't want to come out here? You showed up 15 minutes late. Now you pushed all my bookings back. All I wanted was a little touch up on the left side, bro. Out of all my clients, bro, you the only one that do tip. You don't do nothing. You pay the $35 flat and then you leave. I mean, if it was about a tip, why you ain't just say I'm not about to touch nothing up. You gotta go, bro. It's not even fresh. It looked like a week old. I said I'm not touching nothing up, bro. You got turn
Ah,
your head
come
around,
on,
bro.
touch my man up, bro.
Come on, bro. You next.
bro.
Tell
That would
me
have
what
been
was your aha
fighting, bro.
moment when you
That would have
said,
been fighting. See, right? Why you should tip your barber? Hmm. See what guy say. Yeah, that's
In my experience as a professional for over 25 years, I've had some of the best tippers and the worst tippers that I've ever experienced. I even have had people who don't even tip me at all, okay, which is extremely rare. But I've had people
yeah.
who
There's
don't even
people who
tip
don't
me,
tip, bro.
okay,
Yeah, there's
and
people who don't tip.
part of me is like, dude, or whoever it is, don't like, are you serious? And I'm like, that Porsche that you're driving, you really can't tip me, like. So it really comes down to, you can do it a few ways. One, the service level, and how do you
That's it now.
feel about yourself. Now, there are people out there, there are professionals that are charging $15 for a haircut. Granted, you may be in there getting your service done
Where is
for
this?
15 or 20
$15 for a
minutes,
haircut. Where is this?
but you're paying them
How long ago is
$20
this? Oh,
for
this
a
is like
haircut
3 years
or a
ago.
barber or whatever it is, and you know they're only making, say, maybe 50% of that. That's $10. Okay, maybe they're making that in 15, 20 minutes, but in reality, I mean, they could be making 20, 30, $40 an hour. I mean, when you add it up, that's great. But you know it takes quite a bit of time to do a 15 minutes. You're not going to get a lot done, in my opinion. It's a rush job. It could come out awful. You just never know. So let's just say the average person is booking an appointment for a half an hour, and they're charging, let's just say, $40 for a haircut service, right?
Mm.
And let's just make it even across the board, male or female. Okay, usually women, their hair, it's a lot more expensive for a women's haircut, but let's just say it's $40 for a haircut. You're going in and they're spending a half an hour with you, and it's a 50-50 cut. That stylist is getting $20 per half an hour, so $40 in an hour's time, which that's their cut. That's actually really, really good money. Then if you tip them on top of that, let's just say $10 for the haircut. That's $60. Okay? Now, mind you, they're getting taxed on it, but if that person is booked for 8 hours a day, okay, that's quite a bit of money that that individual could be making in one day. But just forget about that whole thing. Think about the experience that you're getting, all right? If that person is spending 45 minutes on your haircut, if they're spending, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and you literally get the best haircut like every single time, and you feel amazing about yourself, sometimes that's priceless. To me, that could even be more value than the haircut itself when you walk out. And especially if you have money. If you have money, don't skip out and be cheap. Just tip the person what they deserve, okay? Stop doing the formulas of, oh, I should only give 10%, and well, I'm giving them a $5 tip because their haircut was $25. Dude, give them $20, give them $10. If you have the money and you feel great about yourself, then do it. Like I said, I've experienced things where I've charged, like, say $75 for a men's haircut, and I'll get a $50 tip, or $150 or $200 for a woman's haircut, and they're tipping me $100. Like, I've been very, very lucky and blessed, and in my experiences, people can be very, 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 very generous. But there's also times where I've charged people $350 for a job, and they're giving me $20. And I'm like, are you kidding? Really? I've spent all this time busting my butt Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
but
paying the
charge your price, bro.
$250,
Charge your
which is
price.
fine. But is
Always
that
charge
really
your
balanced
price.
out for
Remember
like
that.
3 hours worth of work or like 3.5 hours of me dedicating my time to you? Yes, again, I'm getting paid for that, but like $20, $10, like really? So
You know why I always say? I always say if you're gonna charge, I think you should charge for your time. I mean, in some situation, it depends on the level of work. You understand? But charge for your time, for whatever area. So if there is like you're doing scissors cut, you should be able to say, okay, this is the highest end I should be able to charge for a scissors cut, and this is the lower end. So whatever falls in between there. You understand? The same with like a Mohican style of haircut, skin fade, a high top. But I think these one more subscribe to designer, like a unique type of trim, you know, pardon. Because I think most barbers could do a number two, number three skin fade, line up the fade. That's like more or less standard. But charge for your time, just like a lawyer. He said, listen to me, I charge £100 an hour, £50 an hour. Whatever he does in between it, whether he does anything or his secretary does it, it's still the same. So I recommend you should just charge for your time. Simple as that. And as well, the level of work that you need. So you have to learn how to deal with it proportionally, more or less. Comes with experience. A mentor would help, or somebody who knows what they're doing to some degree, But that's what I would say, you know.
the point is, if you don't have any money, literally tell that stylist or that barber, look, I appreciate your efforts. You worked so hard on my hair. It looks incredible. I just have enough money to pay you. Like, I don't even have any money to tip you. I'll bake, like, the next time I come in, I'll bake cookies for you. I'll bring you, like, something I'll do for you as gratitude. I just want you to know up front, I don't want you to hate me when I don't tip you, but this is the reason why I can't tip you.
Why?
Let us know, because trust me, if you're the type of person who does not tip your professional, we're not going to want to deal with you. I hate to say it, but like, sometimes tips are how people end up making money. That's how they can pay bills. Like, tips are a big deal. You go to a restaurant and that waiter or waitress, they're getting paid $2 an hour. They rely on tips. A bartender, $1.80 an hour, $2 an hour, but they're relying on their tips as their real main source of income. So when it comes to tipping your professional,
Mm.
yes, you can always do, okay, what's 15% times $40 times $20? Okay, $5 tip is fair. I mean, yes, you could do that, obviously. But
Who come up
nowadays,
with these
the
metrics?
way things are going,
15%,
the way
10%,
people are,
5%.
it's tough on people. They're
Yeah.
slaving away, 8 hours, 9 hours a day, cutting heads all day. If you have the money, if you can afford it, just be a little more generous, right?
Mm.
If you can't afford it, that's fine. Just communicate with them. You don't have to do that. But trust me,
Yeah, and
as a
that's another thing. I
professional
think
who's dealt with,
most people who come to a barber shop, they don't communicate with the barber. And they don't even say to the barber, okay, this is the situation, I'll be able to boss you next time. 25 for a trim. I only got 20. I only got 15. You understand? But let a barber know. Make him decide and say, all right, cool, I'll take you on. Most barbers will say yes. Yeah, most one. Especially if you've been trimming them for a while, they will say yes. So what do I advise the clients? Always try and, let the barber know from before. That's just me. At least that's just my take on it.
thousands of clients over the years, and I've talked about it with other professionals. The minute you aren't tipping us, or you're like really skipping out on like $2, really? I just spent like an hour and a half on your hair, and you're giving it, and like they're tipping me $5. We go and we talk about this. You're not on our priority list. I hate to say it. So, it's just how it is. Okay, I try to tip very generously whenever I can,
Mm,
uh, because I just feel like you just take care of people. Okay, one thing I've learned from a young age and from very, very successful people: always take care of somebody. If you know what I mean,
true.
then you know what I mean. take care of somebody whenever you can. They're always going to remember you. I've done that my whole life, and they never forget you. Trust me. So let me know your thoughts on this topic. Are you taking care of people? Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.
Okay. Well, he does have some gems, I must say. I'll give him that. He does have some gems. Um, yeah. My take on it is, yeah, he's saying some few good things there. Take care of people, they take care of you, and everybody get take care of the client in different ways. Whether it be lending an ear, lending some emotional support, a shoulder to lean on, somebody to talk to. Yeah, some people, that's how you could help. So it doesn't necessarily mean monetary when you say take care of somebody. And your client, they might open doors for you and stuff like that. So it's always good when you, as you said, take care of people. So I agree with him as well. As to the percentage, he said 15%. He did his calculation based on what he charges, and the result was £5. I mean, me personally, as I stated earlier, I don't mind as long as I get paid exactly what I was asked. Anything else is just gravy. So I don't mind. So back to Barber. Let everyone know that's my level of business. Um, yeah. I think that bit's all right. Let me see if I find another one that allows when they say you should tip your barber. You know, let's see. Let's see.
What make you think that you that ill of a nigga? You just gonna go to the shop, get your hair cut. Cut costs $20, and you just gonna get a man $20. At least give him 22.
Yeah, 22.
Ain't no sad. Fuck that vest, nigga ain't for the head. Y'all rats love cheese. Real niggas only get down for the bread. Yeah,
Go on,
let
my
them sleep.
nigga.
Yeah, let them sleep.
Waves on point though.
Call the plug. Cut me some bar for the week. Who's smoking that trash? Smoking that gas.
I'm gonna
These
give you
Americans, mate.
some of y'all need barbershop etiquette. A couple days ago, I had to shoot a music video for somebody. Okay,
Hmm.
first off, the video shoot was supposed to start at 4 o'clock. This man came in like 7 because he had to get a haircut on the day of the shoot. It's my man's, but you knew you knew that you supposed to have a video shoot a week in advance, and you decide you want to get a haircut on the day of the shoot. Okay, shut up. Shush. Now, I don't know since when people have to I don't know since when people have to like make appointments to go to a barbershop because I don't understand that. When I was growing up, and I'm not that old, but when I was growing up and you had to go to the barbershop, you walked in the shop.
Yeah, but that don't run right now, my guy.
I ain't booking shit. I'm gonna walk up in there and how many I got in front of me. All right, that's cool. Now he walks up in there. First he had to beg for an appointment. Okay, he begged for an appointment. He walked up in there and he was not top priority. The barber had people going in front of him. No, 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 no. Long story short, he ended up not getting a cut, right? So he's telling me about it, and I'm like, bro, let me ask you a question, bro. Do you tip your barber? He said no. Now, what make you think that you that ill of a nigga? You just gonna go to the shop, get your hair cut. Cut costs $20, and you just gonna get a man $20. At least give him 22. Give him 20.50 or something. Like, I'm just saying, just give him something extra. Just give him something. If I was a barber, I ain't gonna lie, and my haircuts cost $20, and you just give me $20, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Every time you come back, your hairline gonna go back a few centimeters until you decide to start coming up for the extra dollars. You don't go to a restaurant and not tip a waiter. You tip the waiter, right? The waitress, waiters, whatever.
Yeah.
What you about to say is not the same. When you go to the little um I ain't gonna say nothing crazy. When you go to sweetness down in in the city to get your hair done, right? You tip him.
Oh my, Zeno is his name, and I do tip him. But I mean, you should tip people.
Exactly. You
And
got
when you doing like customer service, but if the barber owns that shop, like,
Bobby don't.
oh, he paying rent there.
He pretty much is. He
Oh,
has to.
okay, well then you should tip him
You
for that.
gotta tip the barber, bro. You can't just go get a cut and not tip the barber, bro. That's not cool, son. That's really not cool. That's messed up. I'm gonna keep it funky. That's messed up. Man, that ass did not tip the barber. Then wonder why barber's like, yeah, I'm booked up today. What? Booked up today, my ass. Barbershop etiquette, man.
Don't be no sad. Fuck that vest, nigga ain't for the head. Y'all rats up cheese. Real niggas only get down for the.
If you don't, if you don't give them even 1 pound extra, they'd accept it. I mean, they might be too sweet about it, but realistically, they'll take it. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's barbershop etiquette for you, as you say. All right, we're going through some more other videos tonight. Just pay reaction videos we're doing tonight. So let's go back to um why she tip it barber. Okay, let's see how to do a taper. Do a taper fade. Let's see what's happening. Mm. We're going my man here. Yeah. Let's go with my man here.
Try Corsadil Active Gum Repair.
Mm. All right, sweet. We're in the game now. All right.
How to do a perfect taper fade step by step using the all-new FX3 collection that includes the clipper, trimmer, and the shaver by today's
Okay.
sponsors, Babyliss. First of all, if y'all know fader culture, y'all know we're a big fan of the color black. So the design and the aesthetic of these tools are just like wow. Like wow. So I'm gonna go ahead. So I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all how I would use them in this tutorial and point out a few different features that I like so y'all can maybe consider purchasing them and checking them out for yourselves. And if y'all do decide to purchase them, go ahead and check them out in the description. I will leave a link down there with a personal code from us. Y'all can get a discount for y'all to purchase. So with that being said, let's just jump right into this tutorial.
Okay. Let's see my man pump.
All right, guys, so to start, just like any other cut, you want to fully comb the hair into its natural state and at the same time inspecting the hair for any bumps or birthmarks. You don't want to run them over with your clippers and potentially hurt your client. And you can also have them let you know if they have any that you need to be aware of. And then before actually starting the taper guidelines, first I like to just run through the hard lines just so I can exactly know where I want my fade to start, if that makes sense. So first I'll just do the edge up really quick. It doesn't have to be too detailed. And then I'll come in and lay down my first guideline with my trimmers. And I am using the FX3 trimmers. These trimmers are really nice, guys. And I love that I didn't even have to zero gap them. They had already came zero gapped. And as you can see, they're pretty sharp. And now before moving forward, you want to take a step back and ensure that your back line is even from both sides and that it's also even from the side profile before moving on with your second guideline. And for the second guideline, I'm using the FX3 clippers. And this clipper, guys, don't have a lever. It has this button in the middle that you just slide up and down. So downwards would be the lever all the way open. So I just moved it all the way down and I laid down my next guideline coming up about a half inch from that previous line that we set. And we're just making sure that it runs parallel to that previous line, guys. All you got to do is let the clipper do the work. All you're doing is guiding it. So just with soft, gentle strokes, making sure you lay down that line as soft as possible. And honestly, guys, I was a little nervous at first because this was my first time using the clippers, so I didn't know how hard it was gonna be for me to figure them out without having a lever. But honestly, you guys, it's like the same thing. So the turned out pretty dope. And next, I'm gonna go ahead and throw on that one guard, still leaving that lever all the way down on the clipper for our next guideline. And just so y'all know, the clippers do have about a 5 hour runtime, so you'll be able to get in a few haircuts before having to recharge. And also, like I said, guys, I will leave a link down in the description for y'all to go ahead and purchase them if y'all are interested in checking these clippers and tools out. Y'all will be able to get a 15% discount using Sergio15 at babylisspro.com at checkout. And then also, guys, I want y'all to notice that since this is a tight space of a taper, once I get to the guards, I do start kind of flaring out more so that I'm not cutting too much into the bulk of the hair. And next, we're going to go ahead and throw on that 1.5 clip with that.
Yep, we see you. We see you.
For our next guideline.
We see you.
Like we did with the number 1 guard, we're flaring out just a tiny bit above what we just did. So just make sure you're using a C, like a C scoop motion, and you're scooping up about maybe a 1/4 inch, a little less than before. Because here we're actually just trying to start. We're trying to start to blend into the top bulk. And just so you know, the left side of the taper, I had already did it. In case y'all are wondering why I'm not showing that side, because it's the same exact steps that we're doing on the right side. And then next, I'm gonna go ahead and throw on the number 2 guard, still with that lever all the way down for the next guard to use. And here you see that I'm kind of using the comb to help me scoop and infiltrate into the clipper, and at the same time, kind of flaring out even more. I'm exaggerating the flare out motion more because I really want to try to finish connecting this side length of the taper to that bolt.
Yeah.
And just look at how effortlessly these tools work, guys. It just cuts through them like butter.
I'm seeing. I'm seeing.
And like
I
said,
see you. I see you.
5 hour runtime, and you could use them corded if needed. But really, I just love the matte black color. I love how they have a little carbon fiber design to them for grip.
I think when you reach to that point, it's scissors.
One running at 6,000 RPM.
You know, but he's doing a fantastic job. Not gonna lie.
Just because I like to get the most optimal performance from my tools.
Yeah.
And now that we're done with the 2 guard, we're going to go ahead and throw on the number 3 guard, and still doing the exact same thing that we did with the number 2 guard, with that lever still all the way down, and then just coming up a little bit higher just to refine anything else of a bulk that we need. So as you see here, how I flare it outwards, and I help feed that hair into the clipper with the comb. And just so y'all know, these clippers do come with the entire set of guards 1 through 8. And now here, just to get rid of any other bulk that you see here left behind, I'm going to go ahead and use our very own thinning shears. Y'all can find these at betaculture.com, guys. We have the set that we sell together. It's a 6-inch shear and then the 6-inch thinning shears. So all you're going to want to do is scoop out with the comb a piece of that bulk and then just run the shears, these thinning shears, through them to soften up that bulk weight line so that it don't sit so heavy.
The new Silvertown Tunnel.
Yeah, don't worry, chat soon.
Together with the Blackpool,
I'll get my YouTube premium. I wouldn't be dealing with this.
Hour during peak times in East London.
I wouldn't be dealing with this.
So just repeat the process right here on the side. As you see, I just lift up a piece of that hair, and then I'll just give it about 2 to 3 chops and then lay it back down. And then when you're laying it down, you'll be able to determine if you still need to keep lifting it up to thin out the area a little more or whatever. So just keep combing it down so you can be measuring how much still is needed to thin out. So now, as you see here, we're left with these 2 guidelines to blend out. You should have them on the side and on the back. We're going to start by blending out that top guideline and then work our way down. And for that guideline, I'm going to start with the half guard, and I'm going to position the lever to that halfway spot. So it has 4 notches. So you're just gonna want to open it or close it all the way, and then just close it 2 clicks in, and that's the middle. And then I'm gonna just start attacking that top guideline a little at a time, and little by little,
Watching, I'm
we're gonna
seeing this thing.
blend out. It's not gonna take it out completely, but just try to take out the most that this lever position can. And then once you see that the clipper is doing no more cutting, you're gonna go ahead and close the lever all the way up so that it cuts to its shortest length that it can, and then just finish trying to blend out the rest of that guideline. Just
Yeah,
using
man.
those
And
gentle
this
strokes of the
ZR2
scissors
would
of
have
the clippers, you can kind of detail
thought that
the
out
line out as much
quickly.
as possible.
We're doing a
And
good
since this
job
was
there
my
still.
first time using these clippers, I was trying to figure out the best way to fade. On the side, I know I started with the clipper lever open to half, but on the back, I think I realized that closing it first works a lot better. So
Yep.
to take out the top guideline, first start with that lever closed all the way, and then take out the basically most of the guideline, as you see here, that's starting to blend out a little at a time. And then to finish taking it out, open it to that halfway spot to finish blending it out.
Right there. I would have stopped
And then just take your time with
and
these
just use
scissors,
my
guys. At first, it may not seem like they get taken out
clip
right
of
when
my
you cut,
scissors.
but sometimes it takes a little finessing of moving the clipper in various angles to better help the hair feed into the clipper so that it actually does some cutting.
That's too much stroke for that field,
And then
boy.
once that guideline is mostly blended out, we're gonna start taking out that first guideline again, like as we did with that top guideline, closing the lever first and taking out most of the initial guideline, just using the corner and keeping the strokes very, very minimal, about a quarter inch going up and down. And then you're just gonna open the lever halfway, continue blending up, and then just open it all the way to finish blending out that initial guideline. So it should take 3 positions of this lever to finish taking out that first guideline, guys. And by the time you open the lever all the way, it should be very minimal. So you're just looking for any little dark spots that you need to take out. There you have it. You're gonna repeat the exact same steps in the back, starting with that lever all the way up, and then just start at the initial guideline. And since this is a longer
Let's
step
see
in
you.
the back, I'm gonna just focus on a section at a time so that it don't get so much overwhelming. So that it don't get
Yeah,
so
you
much
don't rush the
overwhelming. So yeah, I
trims.
started with it closed,
Just do
and
the
then I opened it
steps
halfway, and then I
and the
just
trim
opened it
presents
all the
itself.
way, gradually moving up about a quarter inch at a time until that line looked completely blended out to me. And then once I'm done with this little section, I'm gonna just move forward to the middle part of the taper in the back to finish taking out the line there, and then on the opposite side. And then once that line is completely blended out, you can follow through by grabbing your FX3 trimmers again and taking out the rest of the bottom of the hair. And guys, just like the clipper themselves, these also give you the option to using them corded or cordless. And then once that's taken out, you can go ahead and use your Babyliss Pro Black FX3 cordless double foil shaver. These also have a high-speed rotary motor of about 10,000 RPMs and a lithium-ion battery with about a 3-hour runtime, guys. So these are high-quality shavers. As you can see here, they take out the hair with ease. I really like them. Again, that carbon fiber detail to them and the matte black color just kind of fits our aesthetic. So I'm really loving these. But yeah, guys, you're only shaving out whatever was taken out with the trimmer. Try not to go any higher and potentially create hard lines into the fade. But if you do so happen to do that, you can just come back in with your trimmers and lightly fade them back out with the corners of these trimmers. And then before prepping the hair for the lineup, I quickly just blow dry everything just to have a clean canvas. And then I'm gonna spray a little spritz onto the lineup areas, and then blow dry them down until they're really dry to the touch, just to harden up the hairline so that it's not moving around while I come in with my trimmers to set in my hard lines. And then I'm just grab my FX3 trimmers again and just set in my hard lines. You want to keep these lines as natural as possible, but still giving it that clean, sharp look. So as you can see, guys, these trimmers are very, very sharp. They're dope. I like them. I like how thin they are as well. It almost feels like you're using a
They're
pencil.
too loud for
And
me,
then the
bro.
edge around the head, they have that 360 exposure of the T blade. So
Nah.
you don't have that bulk right under the T blade getting in the way to when you're doing any lineup work. And then for the front, guys, I always like starting down the middle. I take a step back, kind of determine where the middle of the head is and where's the best place to position that middle line. And then I'll work my way off to one side. And then just trying to connect and create that 90-degree angle on the corner as sharp as possible. And then just take your time detailing it so that it looks as clean as possible. Same thing with the C cup area. I know we did it in the beginning, but I'm gonna refine it even sharper now that I'm actually focused on it. And then just repeat the process on the opposite side till you see that line from the front view as straight and as clean as possible. I went ahead and also used it for his eyebrows just to clean up any little hairs that flare out. And I also used it to detail the bottom hairs that flare over the lip area for his mustache. And once you're satisfied with your lineup, you can go ahead and start prepping your straight razor to start doing your shaving. These are our very own Beta Culture double-edged razors, so there's two per pack. And I just like to snap it in half and then insert it using our very own Turkish razor. Again, guys, y'all can find these razors at betaculture.com. And then just insert it here at whatever exposure you like. Then just go ahead and apply some shaving gel. This is our very own as well, the Beta Culture shaving gel. And then just apply to all throughout all the areas that you are going to be shaving, just to create that lubrication barrier so you don't irritate the skin and or could
I
potentially
hardly
irritate
use
it.
this.
And a cool little hack that I like to use is after I'm done with the shaving gel, I'll apply a little bit of water on top, and that's just gonna help preserve the life of the shaving gel so that it don't dry out as fast. And then once I'm actually shaving, guys, I always use my opposite hand to pull and tug on that skin to create tension and better help that razor slide with ease. And you see, first, I'm always shaving away most of the shaving gel. I'll shave down with the grain before I come back and shave against the grain up onto the line to create that the sharpest line as possible. And I'm always getting asked, guys, like, what are some good tips or ways to like practice with the straight razor? And I just always recommend use the razor without an actual blade into it, and then just kind of practice around somebody's head, like as if you were shaving, and get comfortable with the amount of pressure that is needed, and then get comfortable get comfortable moving around in different angles around the head to where it starts to feel confident. And then once you start feeling a lot more confident, you can go ahead and throw on a razor and start actually shaving.
Yeah, you
And
can't
then
do that
once you're
razor
done,
with no
you
black
can
man,
use
bro.
the blade to do the shaving. You don't have to apply a lot of pressure. These blades are really sharp, so the hair just shaves off easy. So there's no need to apply hard pressure onto the razor.
It's a nice feed still. On point. Mhm. Mm.
And then once done with the whole lineup work, you can go ahead and apply some enhancements. This part is optional. If you like the natural look, just leave it as is. But if you want to apply enhancements, just mix equal parts of water with hair dye into an airbrush gun, a portable one preferably, and then just apply it on the hairline. You don't want to overdo it here, guys. So just do a little bit of sprays onto the hairline until it
Mm.
looks as clean as possible. And then after that, I'll comb everything back down and come back in and refine anything if needed around the head. Because by this time, this is the final look. So you go back in and clean up any little hairs or stragglers that might have. And you can even go back into the fade if you still see something that you don't like. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it for this tutorial on a low taper fade with his hair. I mean, we left it how it was. We didn't do anything on top. But I hope y'all enjoyed it. Big shout out to Babyliss Pro for sponsoring this video and sending us their clippers. Again, guys, if y'all like to check out those tools, I'm going to leave them left down in the description for y'all to check out.
Yeah, good tutorial.
So go
I'm not
ahead and
gonna
get
lie.
that little discount.
You
Again,
know.
guys, my name is Sergio Barron. This is Beta Culture, and I'm
Well
here to
done,
serve you.
well done, well done, well done. Well done. Good job.